Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. Very excited about today as we're checking out not one, but two music videos from RIIZE. The biggest one is obviously Fly Up, which is the title track of the album Odyssey. But we're also, before doing that, we're going to check out Ember to Solar, which was a track video that they dropped about 2 weeks ago. The last music video that they dropped, I love not just the music video itself, but the song was so freaking good. And I absolutely love talking about these guys, honestly, and their visuals, not just because of how pretty they are, but just like the visuals, I love the way they represent themselves in their music videos and in their lyrics just in general. So without further ado, we're starting off with Ember to Solar, the track video. Let's go. Ooh. No captions, unfortunately. It's kind of giving Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle vibes. Ooh. And the lighting looks incredible. Ooh, this is giving animated Spider-Man vibes. Ooh, damn. Damn. Ooh. Very different from the last song. And holy shit. God damn. That was incredible. These guys continue to kind of like surprise you with the sounds that they're throwing at you and how much variety these guys have. It's insane. The visuals, I love the mixture of real life and anime. That was really, really cool. Them in space was also a nice touch. The whole bus turning into like a studio where they were dancing, which is kind of like reminiscent of Bad Luck. It's like they continuously like working their way up as they're on like this magical school bus. Gave me some vibes of that, threw me back to my childhood a little bit. What I kind of love about this, now that I'm reading some of the lyrics and just the emphasis on Ember to Solar, as Ember, it's something that was fiery, that is kind of like beginning to fade, but we won't fade because we will turn into Solar. We will turn into the rising sun. Basically, you know, rise and realize the sun within you or something along those lines. I feel like that's kind of like a cool interpretation, because also them being in those school buses, it's kind of like them going on like this journey, which is like a never-ending learning curve of sorts, because you always learn things about yourself and you always have to take on the day, as the lyrics start off with like a bookworm, I swallowed the darkness or something like that. The fact that they're constantly in that school bus also feels like to me a representation of like being a student of the game, because they're constantly, no matter how much they're struggling, they continuously rise up, no pun intended. And the fantasy is almost like rising up above the clouds into the space. There's the end inside me, a cruel emergency starts, and then them saying, I'll burn like faith Why do you doubt? My steps are ember to solar. The first verse is literally like a bookworm. I wake up and swallow the darkness. It's like no matter what I do, there's always darkness around me and it consumes me and it's ever evolving, but I'm going to evolve with it and continuously fight it and fight to get over it, no matter how much it tries to fade me. As literally like these visuals, they're kind of like into darkness, but they continuing to burn in a way, like Ember, for example. So even though the scene is almost like faded into the darkness, they're still dancing as if they're about to burn even brighter. So we're never going to fade away, which is why we're going to turn Ember to summer. That's at least kind of like my my understanding of this. This was amazing. Ooh, okay. Oh. Nice. This is like a High School Musical. Ooh. This is literally like High School Musical. That's cool. Nice. Ooh. I love the way they make it feel as if it's like a continuous shot. Obviously there's some hidden cuts here and there, but it still feels really, really cool. The second verse, really nice stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure if he was the one who actually, yeah, he wasn't the one who did the flip, but the way they cut to him, he was kind of like hiding under the camera and then he pops up. That's really, really cool. And they make it flow so well. Obviously the panning transition, that's the hidden cut, but still the way it still feels like a one shot. So that's really, really cool. This is giving Matilda vibes, honestly, the way he came into the frame. Damn. Oh. I love that. The way they didn't cut, but they just panned out to expose everyone. That was so cool. That's cool. Ooh. Damn. Damn. This is such a fun song. God. This is so nice. Ooh. Damn. This is so much fun. Oh, that was cool. Damn, the way he made everyone bounce with that stump was really, really dope. That was a beautiful music video. The song itself, the music video, first of all, first I was like, this is giving like High School Musical vibe, but then when the shot of like coming through the door and like the intensity of it kind of like reminded me of like the movie Matilda for some reason. There was like a really interesting lyric though that kind of makes me wonder a little bit, because they say, I don't need fame, I don't need a frame. Who better than RIIZE knows the kind of frame fame actually puts on you, and that it's not all positive and sunshine and whatever. Who better than these guys that knows exactly what kind of limitations come with the fact that some people can be very much assholes, you know. Anyway, we're not doing this for fame. We're not doing this to have a limit on us, a ceiling on us. We're doing this because we love it. And I love like the whole gist is like, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, it's the music that connects us all. It's like being like this universal language. I love that aspect, and I love the lyrics. So what if you're different? You know, it doesn't make you any less of a human being or any less of a deserving individual of the opportunities that I have, or to experience the way that I experience music. You know, you can have it too, and you can express yourself in that same way. So RIIZE is basically kind of like leading the forefront into like this revolution of sorts of like, don't let anyone put you down. The frame that divided you and me, there's no actual division between us. I love the scale of the dance shots and like the compression of like the background in this shot, and I love the shot of like the entire group dancing, and it pans out slowly to showcase the scale of how many dancers there were actually. Instead of doing like fast cuts, hard cuts, or anything like that, they really let that breathe quite a bit, because there's obviously plenty of cuts throughout the music video, but they also know when to not cut and when to let the music be chaotic, because that's enough, so you don't need to confuse the audience with extra cutting. I love that they're basically kind of like levitating basically, or are about to be taken off the planet because of how far they're about to fly up. You know, it's like they feel that liberty of not giving a fuck about who and whatever puts you down. There's nothing that puts them down, so it's almost like we feel weightless because we have the freedom to do whatever we want. And obviously, with the amount of shit that these guys have been through in the past, you know, I feel like it definitely puts a perspective on them, and the fact that, you know, they'll continue to rise and realize and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I'm super proud of these guys. That was an incredible music video. It was legitimately like condensing like a high school musical movie or like a Matilda kind of musical into a 3-minute music video. It was beautiful. They did a phenomenal job. The energy was amazing. The vocalization was amazing. The chantiness, I always love it. You know, it's something that I always admired about just SM in general, and like the chanty choruses in some of the groups that they have. It's beautiful. And yeah, this was dope. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If there's anything else that maybe I missed, let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, check out the rest of my RIIZE reactions, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Be well and safe wherever you are. See ya.